A couple days ago, I beat Clair Obscure Expedition 33, and I sat there looking at my paws and thinking about how nothing is gonna feel like this for a while. I tried to explain this feeling to all my friends, and they all kind of looked at me like, oh, you're not gonna be normal about this, huh? You may have heard of it. It has French Robert Pattinson, there's a giant evil woman, and most of all, there's a whole mess of existential dread about our limited time on this earth. In a completely normal way, I watched a slew of other YouTube videos on Expedition 33, from character analysis to cinematic motifs in all of the cutscenes, and I realized we don't talk about Lumiere enough. This is going to be more of a look at Lumiere's environmental and thematic storytelling more than anything, and specifically focusing on the prologue and not much past there for the sake of not spoiling anything. One of the only other examinations done on Lumiere is by friend of the show, Euro Brady. He does a wonderful psychological analysis of terror management theory and how the game negotiates people's psychological approach to the Gommage and the expeditions. Now, you may be asking yourself, open bracket, Fleabag, close bracket, what makes you qualified to discuss this? Well, I beat Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, I even beat Dark Souls 4, so believe me when I say I know how to parry, I learned the parry, so let's keep moving. From the beginning, we're given so much to learn from just looking around. There's a broken Eiffel Tower, there's blue stone encompassing parts of the city that even off-kiltered the Arc de Triomphe. There's shards of land suspended in the air, there's empty parts of the city that remind us of the yearly shrinking of the population, once full buildings that are now devoid and empty, truly representation of a city in strife. Yet, we still see a culture thriving. There's gardens, there's posters of plays about myths of the world beyond Lumiere, there's a statue of the legendary beast Esquier, there's furniture that's been moved into the streets hoping to find a new loving home. You make your way through the Living Wake, a celebration of life, if anything, and you're confronted by this oppressive feeling of the environment. It's narrow and constraining and yet beautiful. And this beauty is contrasted on all sides by the way everyone around you is really just mourning. We see this reflected in the way Gustave and Sophie now interact with each other. The two haven't been broken up for the last 4 years over Gustave wanting children and Sophie not. She just didn't want to have to leave them behind in this way. We see this reflected again in how the two approach this day as individuals. Sophie wants to convince herself she's had a happy and full life, dying at the age of 33, and Gustave is upset by this. And at the end of the scene, we see a small moment where Sophie shows her actual cynicism about what is going on. We also see a reflection of this in Gustave's combat, as he says,
"For those who come after,"
which is a reflection of how he's not even thinking about what he can do for himself anymore. Zooming out, we see these ideas scattered amongst everyone in the city of Lumiere. We see Maxime, who is drunk beyond all belief, calling the expedition a waste of resources, and Gustave's sister Emma talking about how this is a bloodless guillotine and these people are going off to die. In contrast with these two, we have Maëlle, who at the age of 16 is going off on the expedition, and Ophélie, who promises Gustave a garland not if he returns but when he returns, that she has faith that he will be victorious. All of this melts away when contrasted with the ever-imposing paintress and her monolith. The squabbling becomes meaningless before the visual reminder of the impending doom. Our last moments here are a reflection of the city's hope. Everyone is all together, sending off the expedition with memories and stories of the diversity and the complexity of this small city of Lumiere. If you want to help support me, you can go to Please are us / Fox McCloud. Please go buy my shirts. It'll help me get a new microphone, and you can help me give my cat another 2 treats in one day. You get 2 treats to my cat. Here he is.